And I'm playing off of this thing I mentioned in our last gathering, the transhumanist movement on the planet, the move to technology. It's happening. If you haven't had a chance to review the Pronost update, watch it, but I'll give you the summary version. Technology is the biggest thing that's happening on the planet. Believe it or not, it's not Donald Trump, and it's not Hillary Clinton. It's not terrorism. It's not the financial systems. It's not the chemtrails. It's not the secret governments or banks, unless you like distractions. It's not the environment so much, but that plays a big role. It's not the things that are going to captivate you in the news each day or captivate you with your discussions of all the conspiracies on the planet. The conspiracies, in particular, are huge distractions. Why do they suck in so often spiritual people? Why do these conspiracies, just like they're a magnet for those on the spiritual path? I don't quite understand. That's not what's happening on this planet. What's happening on this planet is there's this little old thing called consciousness that really started, if you map it out, which I have, you start mapping out consciousness, it started coming into this planet pretty strong right after World War II. One could say that World War II was kind of the defining point on the planet. Some call it the battle between light and dark. I just say it's the time of, do we bring in more consciousness or not? I guess that'd be light and dark, but there was a defining moment during World War II, right at the end of World War II. And at that point, consciousness was brought into the planet. The Christ seed that was planted 2,000 years prior to that finally was going to germinate. It's no coincidence that most of you came in within the next 2.5 decades of that, 3 decades maybe, which is just a blink in time. But it's no coincidence that you came in to bring in consciousness. That's what you brought in. You were born into this body and you grew a mind, but what you brought in was consciousness. And not just you, there are many others around the planet, but you brought in consciousness, and that started to change things. And you could watch the history, the evolution, going through particularly in the late 50s and the 60s, tremendous social change on this planet. And it kept on for a while in the 80s, I don't know, but then after that it kept on. That's what you brought in, and that's what made a difference. That's what brought us to the quantum leap, consciousness. And consciousness then brought technology. Look at it in your lives, in your personal history in life. When did the first real personal computer come out? In your lifetime. And it wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. And look at all the developments in technology, particularly in computerization, that have made such a profound effect on this planet. And it's going quantum, you could say. That's the thing. Technology, but technology that was brought forth by consciousness. That's what's happening on the planet. And it's going to continue. And I call this the transhuman series because it's a play on those who... The actual fact of the whole matter is, it's kind of interesting. The actual fact is, we're going to talk about this in Pronost, the world is going to some amazing places. Most people just can't see it right now. As I talked about in Keehawk last week, technology is growing exponentially. By itself, that's kind of a big deal. But the implications, the reasons why, and the implications are amazing. Technology is growing at an unprecedented rate. Some of you very smart doctorate people might know of Moore's Law, that basically the speed efficiency of your computer technology doubles every 2 years, actually about 18 to 19 months, and the price is cut in half every 2 years. It's getting cheaper, faster, better. And for one reason, only one reason on this planet, consciousness. Not intelligence, not because we had some great inventors ranging from Tesla to Edison to Steve Jobs to some of the others. Not because of those were the ones who became the spokespeople or the movers of technology. But they didn't really invent it. They just picked it up out of the air. They were talented enough to be able to pick up what consciousness was changing. Technology is growing at an exponential rate, and it's going to change the world. But understand, very clear to understand, the only reason technology is growing to the point where in a couple of years little robots are going to be cleaning your house and cutting your toenails for you and driving your cars and doing everything else is because of consciousness. If consciousness had not come about in clarity, none of this would be happening. So technology, the result of consciousness, is pushing an exponential growth and ultimate a huge change on this planet right now. I don't believe in predictions, but I do trending. In other words, I look at the energies of people, of the planet, of the cosmos. Things are going to be so different on this planet in 10 years. Some would say it's good, and some would say it's going to be bad, depending on your perspective. Technology will have it so you're going to be carrying around one of my IMers. And that IMer will do a scan on your body in about 5 seconds. And that scan will tell you everything from the basics, blood pressure, heart rate, and things like that. But it's also going to tell you about if you have any tendencies towards a disease. It'll tell you your body mass index. It will tell you whether you're going to be getting a cold in a couple weeks or a flu. It will tell you so much more on your little IMer than what you possibly could get right now when you go into a doctor's office for a checkup. You have to pay a lot of money, and it takes a long time to get, and you don't know what the hell it means when you get the results back because nobody understands doctors when they talk. You're going to look at your IMer, and it's going to tell you. It's going to say, Elizabeth, today the health is very, very good, but we suggest taking in a little bit more alkaline type of foods. You have a predisposition to catching a cold in about 3 or 4 weeks, so we suggest that you take vitamin C or whatever. It's going to tell you everything. And this isn't sci-fi, my friends. It's actually here today. It's just not on the market yet. And the cost is so low, and it will keep going lower and lower. A little device that tells you your body temperature, your bone density, the health of your heart, more than a doctor could tell you right now after sitting with them for a week of visits. It's not science fiction. It's actually here. I mean, it's actually in the laboratory. A number of years ago, at our Quantum Leap gathering in 2007, if you remember my message, said right now, as we're sitting here in, where was that? Taos, New Mexico, of course. As we're sitting here, there are scientists working in the laboratory right now for cures to diseases like diabetes and cancer. I'm going to put cancer off to the side. Cancer is a big political game. I'm sorry if you don't like that, but it is. It's a money and political game right now. But right now, scientists are working on cures for things that previously were thought to be incurable. Right now, scientists are working on technologies that even back then in 2007 would have seemed unimaginable. But they're here. They are here. I want you to take a moment. I'm going to talk a lot more about this in Pronos, but I want you to take a moment in this moment right now and just feel it's here because of consciousness, because of awareness. And in this case, awareness that there's so much more to life. There should be so much more to life. There should be so much more to life and to spirituality. You pushed the boundaries of life and spirituality, religion. You said there's got to be more. And I'm ready for it. And therefore, it's here. But this here is also causing a big conflict on the planet right now. This very thing of consciousness is also causing an anti-consciousness movement. Anti-consciousness, let's close down. Let's go back to the old ways. Let's not be free. Freedom is too difficult. Freedom is, well, it's too free. It's too much work. Let's go back to very basic routines, patterns, belief systems, hierarchies, organizations. Let's go back to mental. There is a huge potential problem on this planet right now, but I love it, and you're going to love it when I tell you. I love it because its time has come. And the problem is, I love this. I love this, and this is the key to our work. This is the key to what you're doing. Problem is, things are happening so fast. Technology in education. You realize the whole educational system is going to be wiped out in the next 10 years because local linear does not work. Sending kids off to a classroom without the real understanding of their health, of their minds, of their desires, of their creativities, where creativity has been abolished. Sending them off to the classroom is not going to work anymore. Instead, the children will be sitting at home on their computers and connecting with people around the world, not just in their little community. And they're going to have guidance from a real teacher and some robots as well. But they're going to be learning at a self-paced, self-desired level. These brick and mortar schools that are here now, they're going to be storage closets. They're going to be used for growing marijuana in Colorado. Only in Colorado, of course. It's all changing. Oh, and the beauty is that you helped to spark it. Yeah, you, little old me. You that thought, oh, I've just been working through my problems in life. No, you've been working on consciousness. All of those issues that you've been grappling with, and how do I handle this? How do I deal with myself? That is the true university of consciousness. All those little problems that you thought you had, you're really taking on consciousness problems of the world. All the little challenges, they really, I've told you this 1,000 times, they really aren't yours, but you take them on like such an actor. You say, oh, it's my problem and I have these issues. No. You realize most people don't do that kind of almost obsessive worrying that you do, and what is life and who am I kind of stuff. But you do, and that's what's changing. But is what makes it difficult. There is so much change going on in this world that I say to the scientists of this planet, have fun with all of your facts and your logic. Have fun with all those things, because they are going to get blown apart. Absolutely blown apart. All the theories right now of why things work the way they do are about to get blown up. It's not like it's going to happen suddenly like a big nuclear explosion one day, but the discoveries, the scientific and the discoveries of physics are going to come so fast. There's going to be so much arguing with the scientists and the physicists now about what they've got a nice stable theory about energy and reality. It's going to get blown up. And in some of the experiments that are taking place right now, as we're speaking, right now, it's going to absolutely destroy them. And to those who are the religious leaders, to the religions in general, have fun with your history and your righteousness, because it is going to turn to dust and be blown in the wind. All of the concepts about religion, which are generally very, very false, generally no real understanding of God, they're going to get blown up. They're going to crumble. They're going to fall apart. So to all of them, I say, have fun with it now, because you're going to be left in a situation stuttering and stammering, trying to go back to old history. That's not going to work. And to all the philosophers right now, who I say to you, dear philosophers, stop philosophizing. Get in the sandbox and play. Otherwise, you're just dead. Get in the sandbox. So many, philosophy really hasn't gotten this planet very far. I played with philosophy myself. I enjoyed it because then I could come across as an arrogant prick with my philosophical statements. But it doesn't get anyone anywhere. And all the philosophers and all the Machio dogs, just stop talking in it. Get into life and live it like the rest of you are. Entertaining or amusing or?
Oh, you're good.
Oh, good, good.
Oh, you're good.
And finally, to all the government leaders who think they understand what their people want, who really have no clue. Understand, dear government leaders, leaders of anything, of businesses, but particularly of governments, that understand what people really want. Freedom. But understand that they have no clue of what it is. They have no clue. And when you government leaders are giving your big speeches and running for office and making promises, really you need to take a look at what they really want. What they really want. Not just in your leadership, but in their lives. That's ultimately freedom, but they're so afraid of it. So afraid. My point here is that things are going to change. The world, the headlines, it'll go. Are we running out of time?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay, good. Yeah. The world is changing at such a rapid speed. You get caught in it, Chambra. You get caught in this. What's going on? It's so fast. You stop. You take a deep breath. And you just realize, yes, everything is changing. It's evolution. It's because of consciousness, because of you. Just stop and take a deep breath and allow. It's that simple. It's going to get tougher in so many ways with the people around you, the world, the news, the craziness. It's going to get tougher. And you know what, Denise, all the rest of you, it's not yours. It's not yours. You're feeling it, of course, in your body and everywhere else. You're feeling it, but it's not yours.